And will we finally see the Lostbelt environment? Okay. Yeah, it's too big. I can't... I want to take a screenshot of this so I can use it for the background of this, but it's too big. I'm going to have to... Well, I suppose now I can Google the map up and cut it from there, I suppose. But this does look fairly interesting. Excuse me. There is the giant cube. There's the tree. I'm not... Okay, I was about to say I'm not seeing any cities or anything, but... That might be considered a town or something. I don't know, there's like no real distinctive features that would mark something as a settlement. Also, this looks pretty cool. A little out of place, but still cool looking. Okay. Oh, maybe that's a settlement up there. Maybe. Anyways, let's begin. 2, 4, 6 nodes on the first section. This is going to be one of those lost spots, isn't it? Formation restricted. You'll form your party immediately before the battle begins. Would you like to start the quest? We're also getting 3 of the arrowheads and a sync quartz for completion here. Section 2. Meeting Hope in a lonely world. Just a lonely world. I have to ask, are you sure this will work? You had a fairly rough go of it in China, didn't you? Granted, I was so out of sorts early on there, thanks to having confirmed my mortality, that I was able to make the same cool-headed decisions I usually do. I actually don't remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being unable to summon servants there. You don't have to tell us, we're all fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China's a unique situation, even for a Lostbelt. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Seoul will have any trouble summoning any capable servants here. Same. All I have to do now is give it a shot. Is everything ready, Mash? Yes, everything's in place for the summoning spell. And the connection to the Spirit Origin briefcase is stable. Running final checks done. Heroic Spirit Summoning System, Fate, all systems green. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master. By the power of my command spell, I summon thee to my side. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear, I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in 3 words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. I like that we get our own summoning chant. I very much like that. I'm gonna have to try and memorize that. I am Rama, a saber, and the Great King of Kosala. I am a lancer. My true name is Karna. It is good to be here. Alright, Senpai, we can have hope for a better result. We even know them already, too. Whoa. Good. I knew I had it in me. Why, these servants I summoned are perfect for tackling India. With a lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as won. Well, technically it was Soul that summoned them. Such good news that almost makes me want to run around with joy. I won't, of course. Do so, Mash, do so. And make sure it's an animated CG for doing that. But at least Fo can hop around gleefully in my set. Go ahead, Fo. No hopping! No! No hops. They hurt. Fo! I see. Now I understand. So we are fighting for Chaldea on the behalf of proper human history. Indeed, sounds though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Soul. But now that you have summoned me, the King of Kosala and the Avatar of Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane to all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. And on the slight chance I'm not enough by myself, you can even manage to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes beyond just good luck. Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master? It's far more bad than good. Far more bad than good. You give me far more credit than I deserve. Still, I promise you this, Master. Now that I have been summoned here, I will do everything in my power to see your will done. I await your orders. That said, as a Kshatriya, I can ask for no greater honor than to fight alongside the King of Kosala. Truthfully, even I cannot deny I feel fortune's lying upon us. No, how very respectful of you, son of Soraya, god of the sun. I feel almost assured knowing you have my back. she's happy. And with Mash happy, I'm happy. Ah, oh, yes. Although I'm also just relieved, since I already know very well just how arrogant and dependable they are. I'm so grateful that they were the ones chosen to answer your call. I'll say, even without the home field advantage going on for them, I say these are some of the best possible servants we could have hoped to summon. Rama, Kara, Arjuna, and Parvati were my top choices from the Spirit Origin graph going in. But it was still a roll of the dice as to whether any of them would respond to the summon. And if that weren't good enough, Rama and Karna both are enormously well known and influential here. Given all that, along with the fact that they know any other like the back of their hands, I'm sure they'll be even more helpful than usual. That said, I'm sure some things might be off for them here, given this is a Lostbelt after all, but I'm sure they'll be able to handle it way better than us Europeans. Speaking of which, what do you make of this Lostbelt so far? How is it different from the India you're familiar with? How is it different? How is it not different? I recognize nothing of this topography. No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It almost feels like the air here is... Yes, it's very dry. It almost makes me feel lonely. Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean, though. Lonely, huh? And of course, I always make a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize, but it seems she is nowhere to be found here. One more reason I feel lonely, I think. Oh, my beloved Sita. When will I get to see you again? When arcade and mobile do a crossover. I don't sense anything familiar either. Well, I suppose there is. Picking up on something, Karna? No, it's nothing. For a moment, I felt a brief bit of the kind of tension I felt prior to a battle. I was trying to figure out what that might mean, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things, or perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me. I'm sorry, I can't be clearer than that, Master. Very well then, what do you make of that mysterious cube off in the distance? To be honest, I have no idea. I've traveled to all manner of countries in my search for Sita, but I've never heard nor seen of anything like that. Nor have I. There's something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. But I'm sure that it is not yet the kind of answer you are looking for. Not really, no. I could say it looks like a kind of die or an enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. We want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like. If your proper human history servants don't know, then it's obviously something unique to this Lostbelt. In which case, the only way we'll find answers is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings, as I originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you do your damn jobs. Hey, Master, I know he's your superior, but does he have to be so condescending? Does he not know I'm a king? He is a good guy at heart, I promise, man. Well, no matter, given that I'm a servant now, I can certainly overlook transgression or two. He is definitely condescending, but also totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling on it. Fo. Alright, why don't we give our investigation underway? We'll begin with the immediate vicinity, so just head in the direction we tell you and we should be all set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine. Wild animal or two. Interesting. Okay. 3 support servants, huh? All equal level. Ironically enough, Nezha is the strongest of them all. And we're stuck with Mash. I say stuck with, but I'm very happy about having Mashu. And we still need to clear this, good lord. Oh, I need to make a note to self to clear out my freaking CEs. We'll give her the golden sumo. I think Nezha over Rama. And we'll keep the Arctic uniform, Mysticode. Yeah. Pardon the on. Battle. Quick down. Decrease quick card and art. It's not quick down, it's an all stats HP recovery and a debuff versus down. Good gracious. That's not very nice of you, game. How big of a down is that? It's not tremendous, at least. There is that. It's not a tremendous down. Early on. Nope, just got to the first battle here, actually. Just got to the very first battle. Okay. Welcome back, J6. Welcome back. Nice crit mash you. Alright, Karna. That's the name of... Okay, that's the name of the skill I was actually trying to think of last night before I settled on Mana Burst Flame was Uncrowned Arms Mastery. I'm sorry? Are you talking literally or figuratively? You burnt yourself there, man. Literally or figuratively here? Like with fire. Was Karna's MP always so lit? Awesome, you know what I mean. That was a poor pun, my bad. Okay. Some good Mystic Code experience. You can never go wrong with that. You can never, ever go wrong with that. And 160,000. I can't really check Discord right now. Sorry, J6, but I will check Discord afterwards. I will check it after. Actually, let me see if I can get up on my laptop here real quick. Oh, what do you know? It's already in the first part. So, Lotus Plains next. Okay, again, this kind of restriction. It would help if I didn't type the wrong words here. And again, it's... Okay, if it's going to restrict me to only MASH and them, then the least it could do is save my choices here. You know? Just saying here, game. Just saying. Just saying. Let's see if I remember my Discord password. We did end up running into wild animals, but you all handled them no problem. That said... Oh. Yeah, you all look a little puzzled. Indeed, now that I've had a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there's something strange about this land. I agree completely, but I can't figure out what it might be. Yes, compared to the ones we know from Poppyhuman history, was it? It feels as though there's something unusual covering this entire world. Hang on. There we go. Is it like that loneliness you mentioned before? Oh, good gracious, man! Good gracious, that's a burn! What happened? I need to know what happened, man. You can't just show me that and not tell me what happened. Log out. Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it in words. All I know for sure is that whatever it is preventing us from performing at our best. It doesn't mean we can't fight, but we definitely can't use 100% of our power. Will it get better? Honestly, I don't know. Things might improve once we get used to it, but at this point I just can't say. Nonetheless, I wouldn't pay it too much heed. Even if we can't use all of our power, we still have more than enough to carry out your commands. So don't worry about us, Master. All you need to worry about is telling us what to do. You touched the oven by accident. Oof. Yeah. That would hurt. That was certainly smart. No, then it looks like we have more hungry beasts to deal with. Let's take care of them quickly so we can continue to investigate our surroundings. No spoilers! I don't want to be spoiled. No spoilers. No spoilers. Pardon the yawn. Oh, you're talking about yourself. The burn? Burns tend to get better with time, though. Unless you're talking about something else completely. I kind of want Karna to NP next wave. Yeah, Karna NP next wave probably would be good. So Karna's got his NP now. Sure, let's go. Oh, I forgot to switch Rama and Nessa around. I'm dumb. I am a dumb. Yes, I am. I am a dumb. Yes, I am. Okay, that should be good. I have many. That's. Yeah. Burns aren't very kind. Burns really aren't that kind. My dad has a pretty bad burn on his chest from when he was younger. Yep, that's why you gotta be careful, you know? You gotta be careful when playing with hot things. Obvious answer. Obviously obvious, but you know. Yeah, burns are not good. You also have a burn on your chest. Ah, Vasavi Shakti. I'm probably going to be hearing that a lot throughout this Lostbelt, I imagine. Sorry, Rama, but Vasavi Shakti is much cooler. Let's be honest here. A bronze ember drop? Ew. Bronze embers are gross. Okay. So, hey, what do you make of the area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it for some degree on our end, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts on it now that you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of placid bodies of water around here. They're all covered in lotus flowers, and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry land, so we haven't had any problems walking around. It's peaceful. Well, of course, water is essential for living things to survive. And it looks like there are large rivers here too, so it wouldn't seem just as environmental stable as China was. Oh, the signal is that. Just as I suspected, a world with a pleasant climate is bound to have people, which also means it's bound to have towns. I just picked up what appears to be one such town in the direction you're headed. I'll send you the coordinates now. Be sure to approach it with the utmost caution. Yeah, probably a good idea to be cautious. I probably don't speak their language. Unless we have some magical language magecraft. Pardon the yawn. The Tranquil Hill. Okay, it's no longer locking us down. Good to see, good to see. I still think I'm going to bring in Karna, though. And now is the time where I am going to be foolish. Because, as I've stated many times, I frequent the Grand Order subreddit here. And somebody posts a lot of sprite comics, and they've they have a challenge for the 4th Lostbelt with what to use. So, complete the entirety of the Lostbelt's 4th story using only Hindu servants and MASH. Any support servants required for particular missions are exempt, but should be placed in the backlines unless they are one of the permitted servants, or fight mechanics required them to be in the front lines. Optional difficulty modes on the list of accepted servants are below. If your support list do not include any permitted servants, you may choose from 3 resets. You may choose, so after 3 resets, you may pick any support servant, but they must be in the rearmost position of your team and cannot be switched in by your mystic code. Free quests and interludes are not part of this challenge, so Saber classes. I have a not leveled up Rama. I was just checking to make sure there was no, like, things. So, I don't believe my Rama is leveled. Yeah, Rama is base level, pretty much. I don't have Lakshmi. I don't have Archana. Maybe I can't do this, because I think the only ones I will be able to use are... Yeah, never mind. Because literally the only ones available are... Kama, Neza, and Mash. Those are literally the only 3 I'd be able to use, so... Strike the thoughts of doing a challenge. Strike them from the records. Melt! You're back on the front lines. Which is actually probably a good thing, considering the whole, fact that Mash gets bonus bond pointage here. And then we will put, speaking of, Moshu. We'll go in with the lunchtime CE. Again, I really need to sort my inventory up. Me. Alright, now for the rest. Scotty is obvious to go in. So Merlin, or Waver, Scotty, probably. And then one other one to work on Bond. You know, since Kama is Indian mythology, I think I will bring Kama along as well. You know, she's worked her way onto the... She's in the, probably B tier, I would say. Would be where Kama currently ranks as far as the rankings go. So, Assassin. Was she higher than Bond 5 by the end of that? No, I must just be blinder than a freaking bat. Kama. Kama. Eyes open. Find Kama. Am I just blind? Where is Kama? Where is she? There she is. She's Bond 5. Okay. I'm just blind as a freaking bat. Kama can get the... You know what? Kama doesn't need any. We need to stack these two up with things, so... Scotty gets Fragments of 2030, and Waver will get his Bond CD. I think would offer the best here. I mean, Merlin's probably a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, Merlin. For sure. Alright, there we go. This will be our squad going in for the foreseeable future here. Let's go. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Offer your prayer to the God above. Those 3 things are an important part of our daily lives. We all have to do them. My father complains about everything, but he still prays every day, even if he grumbles while he does it. If I forget to pray at the right time, he gets really angry. Well, he's always angry, but he gets even more angry. I think if I had a mother, she'd get angry too. I've only heard about mothers in stories, so I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'd guess. Prayers are very important, so I can't blame them for getting angry. That's true for routine prayers, and prayers just for the sake of praying. Praying is an essential part of our lives. We pray, and we pray, and we hope that our God hears us. We live our lives the best we can. We try hard to be good people. So please, O great God above, please guide us to the next Yuga? Yuga. What's that? What's all this commotion outside?
I'm gonna go take a look.
Where do you think you're going?
It's okay, I already finished my prayers. Come on, Bihan.
Doggo! Oh no!
We're gonna kill Doggo.
And another innocent child. Oh, why do we have to... Oh, why is there always gotta be an innocent child? Why? I mean, Patsy, I can never pronounce his name, was in the first one. He wasn't really an innocent child, but there were innocent children. I do remember that. I do remember that. Why is it always with the children?
Once we've confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a closer look as there was only so much we could learn at a distance.
That said, this isn't what I was expecting. Definitely doesn't seem too peaceful.
I have to agree, there are a number of broken buildings, and the fountain is jutting out on a round angle. It'd be a beautiful town square if it was properly maintained, but as it is now, it feels kind of run down. What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are, though it feels like they're giving us a wide berth.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't see any furry-eared beasts like we did in Russia, and it doesn't look like these ages are skewed in like in Scandinavia. At a glance, they look like perfectly ordinary people.
They do seem to be wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any of unfamiliar visitors. It would seem they're sizing us up just as we're sizing them up. In that case, it's best if we don't give them any unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you for the time being, so please use that time to focus on gathering as much information as you can.
Understood. Alright, here goes.
Girl and dog. The doggo is adorable.
Fo?
Not as adorable as you, Fo.
She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either. I think I'll try talking to her. Hello there. Can we talk to you for a bit? Thanks, you surprised me. Hello. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, don't worry, I'm always spacing out, so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone else dressed like you before.
We're travelers.
That's right. This is Sol, and I'm Mash Carolite. May I ask your name? I'm Masha, and this is Vihan. He's astonishingly cute, isn't he? Hello. Fo.
So you're named after the Hindi words for hope and dawn. That's lovely. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I'm Rama, and this is Kana and Nessa. You may have heard odd names and stories of great warriors, but pay them no heed. It's my imagination, or the other people here seem afraid of something now.
So if you're travelers, does that mean you don't have a home? No, we don't. At least not in this town. You know, that's terrible. Shockingly terrible.
Why is that terrible?
Because of the Kali, of course. You can't pray without a house, and if you can't pray, the Kali are going to eat you up.
Kali, Asha, is that...
Huh, Fath.
What are you doing here, Asha? Can't you see what's happening? The Kali are here! Everyone inside. Okay, I'm locking the door. Get ready to pray. Get inside, hurry!
The Kali are here, but these travelers don't have a home. Father, can we let them stay in ours?
Of course not. I can't afford to live for a bunch of people we don't even know.
Oh, wait, please. You're Asha's father, right? Could you at least tell us what's going on?
My name's Aji. Use it. And I've got my hands full taking care of just one Ulu. Sorry, but you lot are on your own. On our own with what exactly? What, were you born yesterday or something? With the Kali, of course. All we can do is lock ourselves up in our homes and pray to our God not to discard us. So that we don't become faithless, worthless people, doomed to end up as nothing more than Kali food.
Come on, travelers, you gotta hurry and find a place to hide and pray. I'm sure you didn't know this, but the Kali...
Be quiet, Asha. We can't afford to pray for them as well as us. Master, all the other people are gone. Looks like we're the only ones left outside.
They must have all gone back to their homes. Now what should we do? I know Asha told us to hide, but...
Get back, Master. Is that the Kali? That's freaking wicked looking.
Yeah, but that is not the only one.
That thing looks awesome. Not gonna lie.
They're attacking everything in sight. Is that why this town is such in poor shape?
Kali, that is the devil's name. That must be one unique to Indian mythology, rather than one defined by the Holy Church. I don't know how well you Westerners categorize them, but we have always called them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know, but whatever they are clearly bent on causing destruction. No king can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes to my indestructible blade. My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no issues. No serious issues. Agreed, I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things. Let's fight!
Alright, my origin access holding city at better than expected readings. I'm good to go too. Armor shields are moving out.
Shielder out! One out of 2 battles. So these Kali are Berserker class enemies. No additional debuffs. Okay. Let's do a Buster Blast, I think, to start things off here. We've got an NP at any time we wish, so, you know, may as well blast through the first wave. Good, good. A defense and curse debuff. That's more than a little annoying, I will admit, but nothing to worry about. Pardon the yawn. And it looks like I made a very wise decision to hold off because we got a quick blast as well as our NP. And charisma. Alright, Melt. Why am I in this outfit? Gosh darn it. I'm a dum-dum. I need to switch to the Mystic Code Arctic form thing. I don't know what's it. Even debuffed. Melt is strong. I like the damage that Melt gives out. I like it a lot. Get her NP next turn if she doesn't just wipe them out this turn or anything like that. Well done, Meltvillis. Well done. I don't know why I'm being weird. I really don't know. And we got one of the Arrowhead of Malice. An arrowhead that has bathed in blood, sin, and corruption. It's said to carry a curse that invites disaster. Ominous. Completely ominous. Okay. In Bishu. Meeting hope in a lonely world. We will take Rama this time. And given the situation, I think Rama should be in the front. Since we're going to be up against Lancers, and Melt is not good against the Lancers, you know?
There are more than I expected. This could be troublesome.
Stay back, get away from me! Please, you can't save me!
It's my fault, I was one step too late. These people have no weapons with which to defend themselves. If their homes are destroyed, there's nothing they can do to avoid being eaten. This is horrific. I've been focusing on the Kali going after the more fragile houses, but there seems to be no end of them. It's becoming a problem. I could wipe them all out at once with my noble phantasm, but that would also end up destroying the very people and homes we're trying to protect. Take them out one at a time! Agreed, this is truly a race against time.
Every second counts within eliminating these monsters. Good grief, when I decided to stay out of sight so as not to interfere with your information gathering, I never expected you would end up suddenly fighting such an intense battle. It would seem I'll need to run all the instruments at full power so as not to miss any data. So much for my break. Hold it, there's something else headed your way. Many somethings, I should say, and all distinctly different from the creatures you're currently fighting. What are these white beasts? Are they hostile too? Oh look, they're attacking the Kali. They're on our side. Yay! Not necessarily. I'm not sure if they eat people or if they hunt Kali and simply mistook us for them. But they're coming after us too. I guess there's no point in wondering how these new creatures might affect the situation. We'll just have to follow Karna's lead and put everything we have into fighting back. We can't let harm come to anyone else. Please give us your orders, Master. My orders. Fight. It's always pausing just before the battle. It's making me worry there's gonna be some, like, debuff that will happen, you know? Or maybe buff, you know? I would very much like a buff, too. Buff would be nice. Please do not beat me down. Get that in Vince and Merlin's smash. Come on, give us some Rama. That's not some Rama, unfortunately. Don't kill the Merlin. Okay, good. Merlin should live. We should have the hero creation and mysterious white beasts. Okay, so why did they have... So they're awesome looking in battle, but they're just like white figures outside. That doesn't make sense, game. Come on. Alright. I wish we could have gotten a little bit more stars there, but it is what it is. Defense down for them. Hero creation. And that. We could probably get away with doing this. Alright, Rama. Let's go! Good damage. Really good damage. Alright, alright. There we go. $1550 bond point totals. Alright, I'll take it. I will gladly take it. Nearby house has been eliminated. We did it. We finally managed to get rid of all those demonic-looking Kali monsters and the white beasts that showed up later. As I suspected, it would seem those white beasts and the Kali are mortal enemies, given how viciously they attacked one another. Indeed, nor did the white beasts attempt to destroy any part of the town. It was thanks to them that we were able to fend off the Kali. Though we did have to eliminate them as well, given that they also tried to attack us. You looked at this, huh? No, you don't. I'm glad to see you're okay, Aji. Can you tell us what these things are? First, I figured these guys were from the other side of the mountain, since they don't pray. But I guess they really are just a bunch of Ulu who don't know anything about the Kali. Either way, I don't want any part of this trouble. What's there to tell? If you lot know what's good for you, you'll get out of here as soon as...
Mister, are you guys okay? You are? That's astonishing. I'm so glad you're all right. I'm glad you're all right too, Asha. I'm relieved to see you're not hurt. Yeah, I'm okay, but Bihan's, well...
Aww. Poor doggo.
He's dragging his leg, poor thing. Yeah, he got it caught under a cabinet that fell down when our house started shaking. I'm sorry, Vihan.
Oh. God, is there any value in a dog that can't run? What having the Hollier dead and the secret beasts? Uh-oh, sacred beast. That's not good.
Hello. Who are you?
I'm Prakash, the town mayor. Are you travelers? Do you know anything about this disaster?
Radio these beasts attacked us, so we killed them.
You what?
If you would like a full account, then call for your finest scribe. It'd be such a waste for me to recount my exploits without someone present to record them.
What have you done? How could you have killed the very agents our god sent to keep us safe? Yeah, they attacked us, to be fair.
Agreed, there was no other way. What's more, they were not the only ones we killed. That's right, we also fought the creatures you call Kali. Please understand, we were only trying to protect your town.
Ah, don't be ridiculous. There's nothing to understand. What you have done is unforgivable. It goes against every law of this world. Besides, the god's secret beast would never attack people without good reason. Ah, this is terrible. If we incur the god's wrath, if he thinks our town is loud, or worse, encourage your vile deeds, we'll all be done for. Go away. Leave our town at once. You are no longer welcome in Bishu. Yeah, get out of here. You damn heretics will get us all killed.
Oh no, could they be those people I've been hearing rumors about lately? Does mean we're going to suffer divine punishment? Well, this is unexpected. They look like they may start throwing stones at any moment. What would you have us do, Master?
Let's get out of here.
I agree it would be difficult to gain any more information under these circumstances. Besides, I think we should try to avoid trouble with the locals as much as we possibly can. Let's go look for somewhere outside of the town to set up camp.
Camping time!
Poor travelers.
Don't get attached to Asha. She's gonna die like the rest of them will. No battles in the quiet field. This is a long one, though. Like I guessed. This will be a long one. Well, this is a fine how do you do. No sooner do you find a town than you get kicked out for fighting. You barely even have any intel to show for it. All you did was waste our precious time. First Russia, then Scandinavia and China, now India. Why can't we ever catch a damn break? Good grief, when you're examining a crime scene with magnifying glass, Gordolf, do you focus on the stain on your pants before even considering the evidence? Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I've stained my finely ironed slacks? Oh no, I beg your pardon, your uniform was quite spotless.
Of course it is. Any sailor worth their salt would keep their uniform as white as snow. I had mine cleaned by the laundry type before we left.
I mean, they're all gonna die! We're gonna destroy them all! Laundry type?
I do recall seeing a weird-looking captain running around the base before. I'm assuming that if we hope to find anything that might lead us to where what we're seeking, we should try to be prepared to suffer a few setbacks at first.
Precisely. If you're too focused on your expense, Ledger, you'll miss the evidence that's right in front of you, my dear Watson.
Understood. I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Damn if that was my chance to be Watson. Curse my gentlemanly proposition to be so acutely aware of my appearance. I knew that, of course. I was just playing devil's advocate. A nervous, high-strung devil's advocate. It was just a cunning ploy to elicit that response from Holmes. Yes, that's it.
Oh. Anyway, we need to find a good place nearby where we can pitch camp, right? In that case, why don't you try asking the little buddy hiding in the tall grass behind you for a recommendation? Good idea. In that case, please don't hide in there, Asha. Can you come out where we can see you? Yikes, you surprised me. Since we're already surprising her, I might as well introduce myself. I'm sure she can handle it. Hi there, Asha. My name's Da Vinci. I'm a friend of Soul's. I'm not actually there right now. I'm just using something called a transmission to send my voice over the air. There's also a detective here who might pop in every now and then, but don't mind him, he's harmless. Oh, we also have a commander who's obviously really bad with kids. But I'm having him sit this out, maybe whether he likes it or not. Well, just one surprise after another. You travelers really can do amazing things, can't you?
The other townspeople were eager to see us leave. Why did you come after us?
That's just like Connor to get straight to the point. I was curious about that too, but still. Oh, well, I wanted to give you these. Thank you for saving us.
Bananas. Bananas are good. Oh, these are fine bananas indeed. You know, I used to feast on the bananas that Hanuman would pick for me all the time. They were jewels of the heavens, so delectable a single bite could make your cheeks melt away in pleasure. That sounds terrible! But I can tell that these bananas are surely every bit their equal. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, Asha.
Hanuman?
You know Hanuman, the monkey god, one of my closest allies. What's that? You've never even heard of him. Poor Hanuman. I guess even picking up and carrying a whole mountain wasn't enough to make you famous. You're in no position to be laughing, Lakshmana. Hold on. I sincerely doubt that answer could be no, but let me ask you something, just to make sure. Have you heard of the name Rama before? What? Oh, poor Rama. Poor Rama.
My name is Karna. I was the warrior who once fought aside Kauravas, the son of King Kuru. Have you heard my name before?
I see. Well, that is no surprise. I still have a long way to go before I reach the heights of mastery I strive for. Don't be ridiculous, Karna. That's giving yourself far too little credit. It is no exaggeration to say that in India, from proper human history, there is not a single person alive who has not heard your names. That's how great your heroic deeds were. So if the people have no familiarity with the myths of the past, or the figures from well-known stories, that would mean that neither the Mahabharata, nor the Ramayana exist in this Lostbelt. Alternatively, they may have existed in the past, but have since been forgotten. How sad to think that these people of this day have never heard of my grand exploits. No, wait, does this mean we can't even be sure my exploits happened here? And if they didn't, does that mean neither I nor Sita existed in this India? Either way, if Asha hasn't heard of you, there's no point in pursuing this line of question any further. I think it's best if we stick to questions she'll actually be able to help us with, starting with our campsite. Asha, we're looking for a place where we can rest from the night. Can you think of any good spots? Well, there's this cave here where we used to play hide and seek. And that will give us a shelter from the wind and the rain. Sounds great. Would you show us the way there? Sure, follow me. And on the way, we can ask about the really important things, like, you know what over there? Right, Asha, can I ask you something? Do you know anything about that giant tree way off in the distance? Oh, you're curious about it too, huh? So mine just sprang up out of nowhere a while ago. I was so surprised. Is that all you know about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really far away, you know. Most of the people in town say it probably has something to do with our god, like God Skyboulder. That's actually just what I was about to ask you next. Is God Skyboulder what you call that enormous cube floating over by the mountains? Uh-huh.
God Skyboulder. That's one name for it. Now that we know its name, the next question is obvious. What exactly is it?
Well, that's a funny question. God Skyboulder is God Skyboulder. It's been around forever, just like the sun and the ground. Everyone knows that. I don't know what else to say. God Skyboulder is God Skyboulder, just like the sun is the sun. I'm positive my father would say the same thing.
Then why is it called God Skyboulder? Not that I can imagine how humans could have made such a thing.
I think it's because our god made it. Maybe because he lives there. Sorry, I really don't know. Nobody ever goes near it.
Oh, and why is that? Speaking for myself, I find it an enormously compelling object of interest. Most mysterious indeed. It is without a doubt worth investigating.
I just know it's got something to do with our god, so people are supposed to stay away. Besides, they also say there are lots of Kali around there trying to kill our god. It's not just me, my father, my aunt. Nobody in Pichu ever goes there. Well, yeah, I have to ask you about the Kali too. From what we saw, I'm guessing their attacks happen pretty regularly, but... Oh, you mean the Kali never came to your town, travelers? That's so surprising. It must be from somewhere really far away, especially if you can't see God's Skyboulder from there. But yeah, of course Kali show up a lot whenever the Yuga's about to end. And since tomorrow's Kali Yuga, I bet there'll be more tomorrow than there were today. Huh? What are you talking about? You mean you don't know? I thought everybody knew lots of Kali show up on Kali Yuga since the last Yuga and all. That's why everyone always locks their doors even tighter and prays even harder than they did for... to Vapara Yuga today.
Question. What will happen when tomorrow is over?
You mean you travelers don't even know that? That's really surprising. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, even Vihan. I mean, it's something as natural as the sun giving us daylight, you know? Let's just say we're from somewhere really far off the beaten path. A place pretty much at the ends of the earth, where everything from society to history is fundamentally different. So please, tell us, Asha, what happens when Kali Yuga's over? Why our god passes judgment and everyone dies?
Everyone dies.
But then if our god decides you're worthy, he brings you back to life, and the first happy Yuga starts all over again.
Yeah, that is a little terrifying to say that with a smiling face. Everybody dies. You weren't wrong, J6. She's gonna die. Oh god, I hope we don't die. That might not be a good thing. And the final note of section 2.
Banana, fall.
Bananas are good, but... Oh, that's great. I'm glad they showed Rama eating a banana. That's a thumbs up. Let me just make sure I have these Yugas straight, Hasha. In this world, the first Yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2, and the final one comes on the... I'm sorry. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. 10 days. They have a 10-day life cycle. Seriously. Oh, that's frankly quite terrifying. A 10-day life cycle during which, if you're not judged as worthy, you're just dead. That is terrifying.
Uh-huh. Oh, they say each Yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time, I heard there used to be things called years and months during each Yuga, though I don't know what they are. Maybe that's why my father always says it's a lot harder to keep track of things like anniversaries now. I wonder if he remembers that my 4,000th day of being alive is coming up soon.
Good. There is so much wrong. She's like almost 11. Oh, gracious. Oh boy. Then when Kali Yuga is over, you said a god will then pass judgment, killing everyone and bringing them back to life, right?
An actual god. Actually, it's certainly not impossible, especially given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still. So this judgment is just a normal part of life here. Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same, just like how the sun rises when it's morning.
What seem our shared perceptions of normality are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. Closer to 11. It's like very borderline to 11. But still, that's terrifying for an almost 11-year-old to speak of death so casually. After all, it only makes sense that someone who would perceive such abnormalities to be entirely mundane would find them unremarkable.
We'll just have to take each different one at a time. Let's start with something simple. In this case, I think it's going to be exactly what a Yuga is. Yugas might be pretty well known in concept, but it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the differences are between our concept and Asha's concept. So first off, does everyone here know what Yugas are in our world? I mean, to be fair, Gerda... Oh, poor Gerda. Gerda was a little older, admittedly, and I don't think they even realized that they were dying. She just said that the giants squished people. I don't think they had a concept of death, really.
Whereas this girl here is straight up saying, yeah, we're all gonna die in 10 days. Like, seriously? I don't know what a Yuga is.
Yugas are a Hindu concept that says the world is always cycling between 4 distinct periods. In order, these periods are called Krita, Satya, Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist, and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are said to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Krata Yuga begin all over again. Thank you, Captain. Not at all, I just overheard something which I was familiar with, so I thought I would chime in. That's all I had to say. Captain, now I see. If your true name is what I think it is, then you have some ties to India. So you guys do know what Yugas are. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly. This is truly difficult. There are some concepts that we share and some we don't. Both kinds are mixed together in the same word. At least it seems we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy. I also knew that devils called Kali appeared during the Kali Yuga to purge the world and to plunge the world into chaos. Sure, but according to Asha there, today's supposed to be the third one, Dvapara Yuga. Well, the Kali are always around. There are just more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during the Krata Yuga, and there's so many during the Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the god's blessing anymore. That's why everyone prays so hard. So it's not getting killed to worry about, but what comes afterwards. Does she mean that in a religious sense?
Whatever the reasons for it, it sounds like there will be even more Kali attacking that town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master? Yeah. Karna, I think we need to find the Kali's source and just nuke them.
I agree, Chaldea values human life above all else, even if that notion flies in the face of how this Lostbelt works.
Exactly. Sometimes there are things you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you or even cast stones at you for it. In my case, those things come so naturally to me that it's hardly even a choice. My body ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I let my Ates leave long ago. The man I failed to save earlier, his dying scream was not the one of the man who had made his peace with his fate. The system seems evil to me. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again.
Then we are decided. We fight. This Lostbelt may not be familiar to us. Yet for some reason, this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here, as well as China. I can't say why. But I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master and Mash. That's how.
We have only just begun our investigation of this Lostbelt's tree of emptiness, to say nothing of this god's sky boulder object. Given that these townspeople could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It would be dangerous to help them out, but I won't stop you from doing so. The townspeople are also called white creatures, sacred beasts, and they said they're the god's agents. Well, you know, it helps our conscience, I feel, probably. It helps it soothes our consciousness, you know? We're condemning them to death, but at least it'll be over in the blink of an eye. You know, rather than a painful death of being gored by a creature. But there weren't nearly enough of them to handle all the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I would like to find another fighter or two to show up our ranks when we have the chance.
Yeah, given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out. What is it, Asha? Is something the matter? No, nothing's wrong. See, I'm back in town. I actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Well, I was still praying to our god the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You were amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like them. It was like you weren't even human. And I saw you talking to other people far away after I followed you, and got surprised all over again. So I was just wondering, are you guys maybe gods, but not the god?
Gods who aren't the god. That's an interesting way to put it.
Well, you know, there's only one god, and you're obviously not him, right? That's all I meant. I hope I didn't say anything weird.
You know, we're probably all kinds of messed up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're projecting, you know, Gerda onto Asha here a little bit, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if we would project Gerda onto Asha here. I mean, personally, I would if I was in this situation. I most definitely would do that projection. But, I mean... yeah, Gerda calls us Valkyries. We are lesser gods. But, I mean, it is... See, the thing is, before Paxi made his sacrifice for us, you know, and he told us that we need to fight to prove that ours is right in all his speech. I mean, is it hypocritical to give these people some measure of peace before their inevitable end? I mean, it's not like we're being the trees or the foreign god or whatever, which literally, apparently, from what I remember reading, skewered people with tree roots and dissolved them into nothingness. That cannot have been a peaceful way to go, you know? Whereas here, it's just like they're falling asleep. In a blink of an eye, they're gone if we do it this way, you know? It would suit, honestly, it would suit my consciousness as well, knowing that they have at least some semblance of peace before the end. And it's not a painful way to go. You know? It's a very contentious issue. Very, very contentious. I wish I could figure out his pronunciation, though. I wish I could figure out how to pronounce Patsy. I pronounce it differently every single time I say it. I need a definitive way to say it.
Only one god, but they named his pantheon on his foot, not bring one of the largest in all of mythology. I guess I did say something weird, I'm sorry. Lately, there have been rumors going around of people who seem like gods, but aren't the god, so I just thought...
Yeah, Rama here is practically a god. Indeed, I don't usually go around telling people this, but I am actually the avatar of Vishnu. Very occasionally, I can even hear him speaking through me, which is always an incredible surprise. Pat Sushi. Even I cannot help but be respectful when I speak to him directly, even if his voice may only be coming from inside of me.
I knew I've never heard of any god by that name before, but it's still amazing, I'm shocked.
She's not heard of Vishnu.
I've always thought the beings that she's heard about were rumors. That would, of course, mean people are talking about other beings like us. And it sure does, and whoever it is, they're likely to be a servant. I knew there had to be at least one in this Lostbelt. They say one of them came to Bishu not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours?
They came to your town.
Uh-huh. It was during the last Krata Yuga, though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around town before they went to the mountain. Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler? I guess they could have been, but I heard they dressed really funny, and they even said they were a god. Could be a divine spirit. And if they were alone, they could also be a rogue servant. I'm sure they would be a powerful addition to our forces if we could convince them to help us. Indeed, there's still a lot we don't know about this world's Yugas. But we can focus on them once we have dealt with all this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try looking for this being next. I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way, but I need to get home before I get in trouble. That's okay, if you can just tell us where to look, I'm sure we'll find this place ourselves. I'm actually more worried about you, Asha. I know your town isn't too far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself. I'll be fine, the Kali only just showed up, and I always count on Bihan too. Alright, I didn't bring him with me because he got injured. But it's okay, I can be home in no time as long as I run all the way there.
Master. Yeah. Karna, you're not an assassin, but I'm pretty sure you got stealth on the radar, you know? With those giant flaming wings. Those are the epitome of stealthiness. Mm-hmm. Very well, you have my word that no harm will come to her.
Okay then, see you later, Mr. God.
Just Mr. is fine. For now!
Bye! You know, I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks. Especially given how the adults reacted to us. She was so sweet and we learned a lot of useful things from her. Definitely, that said, Mash, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but... Yes, I know. Once we destroy this Lostbelt, she and Ajay are going to disappear just like all the people we met in the other ones.
From a purely pragmatic perspective, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information gathering efforts. I suppose the only advice I can give is not to think about it too much. Let's be ourselves and compartmentalize it to let it all out onto whoever is the designated therapist at Chaldea later.
Okay, Master.
Chaldea's gotta have a therapist at this point. I did as you instructed, Master. Hosh walked straight back to town and is now safe and sound in our home. Thanks, Garna. I kept an eye out for Kali on the way there and back, but I didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that is because we had just attacked her, as Asha said, or was merely a coincidence.
Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings.
Well, it won't be long before we face them again, and given that us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let's be off to this mountain where the god lives. Well, I wonder what sort of god they are. It would certainly be nice if it turns out to be one we know, just to save time. Of course, I'm hoping that'll be Sita. She's the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could have easily ended up being treated as a god in her own right. I hope you'll reunite with her as well, but there's no guarantee this someone will even be an Indian god. They are just as likely to turn out to be a god from the west or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim. Just try not to get your hopes up too high. Yeah, Rama, you know, they really need to do an arcade crossover so he can get Sita. And that is another section clear. I will pause my speaking. And that'll be the segue into the next video. Or maybe now will be, since we get the arrows at heads and mouths. I completely forgot about those. And that's segue.